I don't get it.
Podcast. Hello, everyone. It's the I Don't Get It podcast. Duh, it is. We are gathered around on a cozy fall day. It's 7 p.m. It's dark outside. We're in New York City. I've got a glass of wine and candles lit. I'm just trying to paint the picture. Not that you guys would ever listen to a podcast like in the same setting, but that makes me think. The first topic of conversation that I have today. Where do you listen to your podcasts? Because one time I was on a podcast, the host was trying to paint a picture that you are just lounging in your family room. It was a relaxing setting and you were listening to your podcast. But let's be real. Nobody ever listens to a podcast while sitting in their family room on the couch. Okay? Lizzie. Oh, by the way, Naz isn't here, so we were joined by Feminist Liz, everybody's favorite fill-in guest host.
I feel like there should be like a drum roll, like, hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm here.
I know what your song should be. Your song, like your batting song, is basically the song from Mary Poppins where she, like, the mom is coming down the stairs and she's like, a vote. What's the song? I know you know it.
Votes for women, and it talks about how men are useless, and I love it. Oh my gosh.
Daughters will be daughters, or whatever.
Oh my god. Now that's gonna really drive me.
Will adore us. I don't know the words really, but of all people in this room, Lauren was the last person I would think would get that song. I don't remember you ever taking an affinity to Mary Poppins, but Lizzie loves Mary Poppins.
I love Mary Poppins. This truly gives me such great vibes. I mean, Julie Andrews in general, saying love her. She's the best. And then with a feminist little narrative to it, votes for women, suffragettes. We love to see a progressive mom like that who's just like, I can't take care of the kids because I'm out there getting votes for women. Yeah, she should hire a nanny. Good for her. Like, I want a prequel of just her life, of the mom's life. How great would that be? Just a prequel story.
It's when I first saw that movie, I remember that song because I remember she was really, really pretty and I really, really liked her vibe. But then I also feel like they kind of like painted her like a harlot kind of, and I kind of love that. But is that just like me projecting, maybe?
She was supposed to be slutty, you think?
I don't know. I feel like maybe because I know why. Because she lifted her skirt up and showed her leg. That's why.
Yeah, she showed her more than her ankles, and it was very controversial for the Victorian age, you know? And
it wasn't the Victorian age.
Yeah, it was like Edwardian, or was it Edwardian?
1900s.
Like the 1900s. I guess that's...
Okay, well, let's look it up. Okay, so this is our first Google of the night. What age does Mary Poppins take place in? Era. What did I say? Age. Yeah, it's gonna be both.
The song was Sister Suffragette.
Sister Suffragettes.
Yeah.
I guess it would be called the Progressive Era.
Progressive era.
Era.
Okay. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. 1900 to 1929.
Okay. But yeah, well, let's look it up. What year was Mary Poppins taking place in? I'm gonna take
before. It would be before 1919 and 1920s because that's when women's votes.
Oh, right. Oh, that's true. But now I'm just curious. What were they supposed to be? All I can think of chim chimney, chim chiroo. So Mary Poppins came out in 19...
Or it takes place in 1910.
Takes place in 1910.
Did not come out in 1910.
It did not come out in 1910. All right, but initially... the conversation was, where do you listen to podcasts? We've already gone on such a crazy, weird tangent. How do we even start with that?
I don't know. No, you said my
Feminist
walk-up
Liz,
song.
your
Yes.
walk-up song.
I love that.
Okay.
Honestly,
Okay.
I was saying, I want like one of those prequel stories, like Cruella, but I want it for the mother from Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
It's really not a bad idea.
How great would that be? And like her feminist tale, because they really tried to make her sound like this like really absentee mom that was just like a floozy, but then you watch it and you're like, she's not a floozy. She's out here fighting for women's rights. She's not shopping. She's not like spending money, you know? It was like trying to be like, oh, these poor children, their parents are never here. Her mother.
What was
the mother
dad
is
doing?
He was a banker.
I don't even remember what the dad looked like.
He was a banker, yeah.
He had a mustache?
Yes. Charles Banks.
Mr. Banks,
Mr.
right?
Banks. I loved Mary Poppins.
Mr. Banks. That was they had the whole. They had Tom Hanks do the Miss. Remember, Tom Hanks did that movie, Mr. Banks. I'm telling you.
Yeah, there was that movie, but did it have anything to do with Mary Poppins?
Oh yeah,
sure it
that was the
did.
prequel.
That
That was the creation of Mary Poppins and the woman who wrote it. And
Yeah,
how it,
right.
like,
Exactly.
It was
so we
like,
probably do know some information about her.
about the woman.
Yeah.
Oh, about the mom. I don't know, but it's just like a story from the woman who wrote Mary Poppins and like was really not into the whole idea of it at first. But
Tom Hanks loves a prequel,
Oh, he also loves a time period.
a time period Disney-esque movie.
also being a spy in World War II. Like World War II
That's so
spies and space also now. Like, why is he out there just
Boats,
boats,
boats, space,
period pieces?
Yeah,
What's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?
Castaway.
Forrest Gump. But I think Forrest Gump is number one, and then after Forrest Gump, then you can say a favorite.
Lizzie,
There's
what
Catch
are we
Me If You
forgetting?
Can. There's Apollo 13. There's, oh, you know what? The Green Mile. That'll get you. But that's not one of my favorites, but I love The Green Mile.
Do you want me to answer? It's a great answer.
Okay, go.
That Thing You Do.
Yeah, I knew you were going to
that's
say
so
that.
Lizzie.
It's so great because he also wrote it and gave Charlize Theron her first job in that.
Charlize Theron is in that?
She gave her first job, which was
Oh.
a part in it where she's like making out with the guy in the car for a little bit. Like
Good
she's a
for
cute
her.
blonde. He directed it. It was like his directorial debut.
That is so crazy.
When did it come out? How many
In the
times do I
90s.
ask if a movie's come out?
I'm going to go ahead and say 96.
with Liv Tyler. Oh,
You know that was like that song?
that
Tell
is.
me
Oh, I have a
something.
question.
I want to hold your hand. There's
no,
like a
that's
trivia.
not
That's
it.
like,
That's
no.
the Beatles, Ashley.
Yeah.
Let's all put our heads together
I
and
know
tell
what it is.
everybody
It is
that
called
I'm
The Thing
dumb.
You do.
Yeah, it's literally the song, and it's the title of the movie.
I can't believe
And Ashley's like, I want to hold your hand. No.
Thing you do.
Oh, you doing that thing you do.
Yeah.
Makes
This is-
my heart, it breaks my heart into a million pieces. Which I have a follow-up
good.
song.
Remember?
I have a follow-up question for us to eventually get to.
Okay.
Closing some windows. What is,
some windows?
as you all know, I open a bunch of windows, start 9 conversations. I have to go
we
back,
just-
or else
we
it gets
started
too
so many.
drafty.
We should just come all the way round about the episode with the question, where do you listen to your podcast?
That would be a
But
perfect
the
ending.
question: what is the greatest fictional movie song?
I heard that that's like that's the highest ranked song by a band that never really existed.
I would believe that. That song is so catchy.
I mean, obviously, a Goofy movie.
Ooh, that's a great
Right?
one. I also have to say,
Powerline.
Talk about a movie before its time. The Josie and the Pussycat Dolls.
I've never seen Josie and the Pussycat.
That's not really like my jam. They seem a little bit ditzy for me.
Have you guys never seen it?
No, I've never seen it.
I saw it a zillion times when we used to re-air on like VH1 and MTV when we were in the early 2000s.
The thing about the movie, if you go back and watch it, it's a big commentary on like the music industry and stuff. And it was just way before its time too, that I feel like you would think it's more clever now, but the music in it is so catchy and so good. It is. Also, everyone's trying to dress like it now.
Oh, I have a good one. I have a really good one. Jennifer's Body through the trees.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's so good.
And what was their band name?
Something dark.
Oh, what the
You
fuck
should probably
was
look it up on your phone. You probably have that song. And I think it's listed under the name of
Wait,
the
I
band.
have another good one though too.
Okay.
What was it? I was just Scotty Doesn't Know. Fantastic song.
From what?
From Eurotrip. Remember?
Oh, I've never seen
Matt
Eurotrip.
Damon sings it.
I thought that was a real song.
No, Matt Damon sings it.
Eurotrip. Matt Damon's in Eurotrip?
Yeah, at the beginning, he's in this as Scott. Like Scotty's the boyfriend. It's like Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday.
Guys, I don't even think I know
Church.
that song.
It's so catchy.
I feel like it was at Moore's wedding or something. That would have been.
I think they.
Oh, maybe they did
Yeah.
play it. I
Yeah.
didn't know, and I was like, I don't know this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through the Trees is performed by Low Shoulder, which is Adam.
Adam. Oh, what's his name?
What the fuck is his name?
Adam?
No, from the OC.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
We are struggling today.
Oh my god.
We're all a little hungover.
It's not Adam though, is it?
Yes, it is Adam. What was his name? Adam Brody.
Brody Jenner.
No.
Adam
Brody? Adam Brody.
If you've been living with eczema, acne, or rosacea, you can relate to the frustration trying dozens of products over the years without any long-term relief. Living with visible skin condition like eczema can impact your sleep, confidence, and a sense of self. You deserve better than that, and that's why it's time to rethink eczema treatment with Glad Skin. Skin conditions like eczema actually is an itchiness, redness, inflammation, and it's an imbalance in your skin's microbiome. So unlike any other products for these skin issues, Glad Skin uses Microbalance. Microbalance is a revolutionary protein that restores balance in the good and bad bacteria that live in your skin so you can finally heal. And it is so effective that 91% of users, adults and children, who have tried their top-selling eczema cream reported significant improvement in just 7 days. That would be amazing. And also, I know that a lot of people with eczema and rosacea kind of get addicted to steroids. Glad Skin is a microbalance that is steroid-free, and it works without harsh ingredients, and it's clinically proven to reduce eczema symptoms, and it's even gentle enough for babies, and we love that, as you can hear in the background. So if you've been frustrated with your treatment options, don't wait to try Glad Skin. They're offering our listeners 15% off with free shipping on your first order at gladskin.com/getit. That's gladskin.com/getit for 15% off plus free shipping. gladskin.com/getit.
Okay, so but we got to go back. Our favorite Tom Hanks movie. Okay, so Lauren, what's yours?
I said Castaway.
Yeah, Castaway.
But if
More
I need
than
to see
Catch Me If You Can or Forrest Gump.
I feel like I need to see a
but I
full
love
filmography
I really
first.
love old Tom Hanks though, like Splash, Big.
I had to turn off Splash. I thought it was horrendous. I could not get into it. Maybe it's because I was so old watching it.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
tried
of
watching
one of
it for the
those
first
like
time
you
a
have
couple
to
days.
watch it in like a. I was young, watched it with my parents because they're like, it's such a cute like movie, you know, Big.
Well,
Like
Big.
old- yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
of
great
course,
Tom
Big.
It was
Hanks.
Yeah.
cute. Still made me feel a little something, a little certain way. I don't know. It was
Weird.
kind of scary.
Weird. Oh, it is kind of scary. It's because they were at the
Zolar.
carnival with the Zolar without
so
parents.
Zoltar.
And then he had to like live with a life without parents, and his parents didn't know where he was. That's why it makes you feel uncomfortable. It's sad and scary.
You know what really made me feel weird is Terminal, the one he lived in the airport.
Yeah, I watched that when I was pregnant and miserable for the first time,
I never saw it.
and that makes you feel very nervous.
It makes you feel very weird. I felt like that though when I was traveling so much with all my bags, just living in the airport.
Why did he live in the airport?
He was like a refugee who came from a country, but they didn't have any paperwork. And like, while it's a true story,
Oh, wow.
while he was traveling there, like the country basically went through turmoil. So like his passport wasn't valid, so he couldn't get in, but he couldn't go back. This guy actually lived at JFK Airport for like
so
years.
Tom Hanks played this person? Where was he supposed to be from?
Oh, also the Da Vinci Code.
I think
Love
it was
that.
a made up country he was supposed to be from.
No, it's a real. It's based on a true story though.
See, I'm a big fat idiot.
See, right there. I'm an idiot. Well, I have nothing other to say about Tom Hanks right now, guys.
Oh my God, Sleepless
in Seattle. How did we miss that? That's what I mean, like golden age.
You've got Mail, which is
Oh my
great,
God,
but
You've
not
Got
as
Mail.
good as Sleepless in Seattle.
But that for me isn't like a Tom Hanks movie.
Sleepless in Seattle? You Got Mail.
Both of those are like, oh, Tom
Is it
Hanks
You
is
Got
in
Mail,
those?
Nancy Myers?
No, I don't
I
think
think
so.
it is.
it?
What is it? It's the other one. If it's not Nancy Myers, it's the
Nora
other
Ephron.
one. Nora
The
Ephron.
other one.
Yeah,
I
the
knew
other one.
immediately it was like the other one. Anyway.
That
back
brings
to-
us to
I love that
Meg.
because I'm going to come back around on. But those, I'm like, okay, Tom Hanks is in those, but they're not a Tom Hanks movie in my brain. You know, where
don't-
Tom Hanks is like the standout person of the film.
That's funny because on my honeymoon, I read a book called Waiting for Tom Hanks. And it was about how he was the ultimate rom-com character. Rom-tom character. And how like every woman like aspired to be with like a Tom Hanks, somebody steady, true, and romantic.
Yes, and also just like good looks, but like his personality really makes it what
his
comes
personality
through.
is what it is. Yeah.
Which brings us to fall.
Back with lighting the candles, having a glass
Yeah.
of wine in New York
Circle
City.
back around. We have had the most fall day today and decided that there is nothing more fall than a Meg Ryan fall. It is a
Well, all I think of is
She's
when
the queen of
Harry
fall.
met Sally with that with the picture on
The picture.
like the DVD.
her carrying the pumpkin like
leaves falling, cream sweaters.
But even give me like You've Got Mail, that fall.
Oh, You Got Mail, so
bookstore.
Even
Would it be
Sleepless in
as
Seattle.
Oh, very
feels
much.
Very fall.
Well, even though Sleepless in Seattle happens a lot over Christmas and then
but
Valentine's
it feels more
Day,
than
but it
to
does.
a fall movie to me. She is the queen of fall. Mm-hmm. I just really like
her and Taylor.
Taylor is a different kind of queen of fall.
Do you think that Taylor is releasing this album? Which, by the way, guys, I guess will be. Oh, it's okay. This podcast is released. This is our last podcast before Taylor releases an album.
A BT before Taylor.
Before Taylor.
It'll be before Midnights and then after Midnights.
So the question is this. Is she putting this out because this is like the ultimate fall album right now? Like, is this another Red?
No, I think it's going to be a lot edgier.
Well, it doesn't make any sense because her past two albums have been extremely fall, in my opinion.
Lover
it came
was
out
so
in fucking
fall.
summer, right?
Lover is such a summer album.
Exactly.
It came
but
out
there's
in
so
August.
many. Okay,
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
talking
say
about
like,
Evermore and
Folklore and Evermore, that one respectively
winter.
August and then December. Folklore came out in August.
I know, but it doesn't feel like
no,
that.
it should have come out in October.
Exactly.
But I do feel like a lot of the songs on Lover, though, like, yes, of course, Cruel Summer, but there are a few that feel very fall-y to me, like the song Lover, Archer. Like, they're very, I don't know, maybe it's just kind of like the retro aesthetic that I associate with a fall, but I don't know. I think this album's going to be, in my opinion, a mix of Lover meets
1985?
I think
1989?
I think it's going to be like Jesus, Ashley. It's going to be like 1989 meets
Oh, God.
a little bit of Reputation.
Oh, my God. I would love a Reputation.
I think it's going to have some like edge to it
Okay.
because
Lizzie is the PR strategist, so she kind
the
of
way she's like smoking on an album cover,
She's smoking on the album cover?
or it looks like it's like she's lighting something.
Oh, God.
Am I going crazy? Hold on. Let me make
Fact
this
check.
has just been a Googling session.
It always is.
Okay, so she's not smoking on the cover, but she's lighting a Zippo lighter. So I think she's about to like burn some shit down. I think it was an in between. I feel like this
A
album.
Zippo lighter is the cigarette lighters?
it's just a lighter. You just flip
The
it.
cigarette lighter, not like a candle lighter, right?
Yes, actually.
You know when Link Larkin had a Zippo lighter, Ash? And he flipped it
Could you
back?
imagine if Taylor Swift was on the cover with a candle lighter?
Like the one that you put in like a fireplace, the long thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, ready
That's
to burn
funny,
it down
yeah.
with a candle.
Okay, so you're
That
right.
would be
That
way
is-
more relatable.
That would be more fall.
That'd be super. I don't
Yeah.
know. Quintessential fall.
But I think this album is giving me the energy that it is like really should have been where Reputation is. Like, I feel like this album in the vibe that I have is like a mix of Reputation 1989 with like a little bit of Lover coming in. I think it's going to be kind of like retro vibey of like 70s vibes to it, how Lover was, but I think it's going to be edgier.
Simon vibe.
I think it's
like a Carly
maybe I think it's going to be a little bit more
Fleetwood Mac?
edgier. I hope so. That'd
would
be
be nice.
amazing.
That would
I
be
feel
cool.
like
I could see her doing that.
I feel like Lover was kind of like an end to folklore was almost like a Fleetwood Mac album.
Dawson right now is acting like he's
part of the podcast.
He's in the podcast, but he's also in the
Like
Fleetwood Mac
so
album.
dramatic, just like everything.
Like in a field.
But he like wants to be right up here with our one mic right now. Aw, he's smiling, giving kisses. Oh, Dawson.
But so I am excited for it. I think it's going to be edgy. She says like one song's called Karma, vigilante shit. Like Karma apparently was on the album.
Vigilante.
Shit.
That's cool. Shit.
It's called vigilante shit.
Vigilante shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
But also, one of the song Karma was what all major big Taylor Swift fans, because I don't have a baby, I have a lot of time to just deep dive on the internet, is what fans are saying was the name of the scrapped album that was supposed to come after
Reputation.
No, before Reputation.
Before it. But then
Yeah.
she got scared.
No,
This is
then
about
everything
Kanye?
happened with... So there was like 3 years in between when she did 1989.
Yeah.
But usually it's only 2.
Yeah.
So she had this Karma album prep.
She scrapped it because she didn't like it. It wasn't the
because
vibe
like,
she
she
wanted.
needed to like come out and like she had a lot more shit to say, like, and had to change the tone. Like, she couldn't put out the same album that she was going to when all that stuff happened, you know? Like, everybody, she went from being America's darling to basically everyone shitting on her. Yeah, so then she put out Reputation. So people were saying that they think, so she kind of like laughs about it too, because everyone's like, oh my gosh, is that the name of, that was like the album that got like the lost album or something.
Oh, you think she'd ever use?
I feel like she's using some of those songs on this.
Re-recording and adding some new songs she wrote earlier on in all of these like re-recorded albums. So I feel like she's not afraid to put out old music nowadays.
I was not a fan of the More series. I think they were fine.
The Evermore series.
Yeah,
Evermore
like folklore. Like they're great, but they're not.
Series? Is that what they call?
That's what I'm calling
it. It makes sense.
Yeah. The More series. Yeah. Like everyone is like, oh, everyone loves it. I'm just like, it's not for me. It's not.
Definitely not Lizzie's type. That's definitely not your type of. But like to me,
but there's no clear. And like vibe
there
to
was
it
a very
that
clear vibe.
I felt was authentic, that it, like, I don't know, I just feel like there's always a buildup, and maybe it's because she just dropped them that I was just kind of like, where are these coming from? You know, we always get like a teaser of what the aesthetic, what the energy is, what like her feelings are, like what surrounding this album. Like you get, I love that she makes it a sensory experience. There's colors, there's like feelings, there's almost like you can smell it.
She did that very much with the Reputation album
and Lover.
And Lover. And I was going to say
Red, Lover,
and Pastels.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Okay.
But I'm saying Red.
Yeah.
1989. It all had an energy, and like you could not put your finger on it, but it just like felt like something.
Yeah.
I just couldn't grasp that with the Moors. And maybe that's because she just kind of dropped them, and then I just felt like it came out of nowhere.
I think it's the drop thing, because the other ones is just like she built up. Yeah. Like you said, built up.
It's like a feeling that you feel so connected to it that it just makes sense. And you can't believe you ever had it without it.
Since we're traveling now, and since I'm a hypochondriac, I take great comfort in knowing that I have the ZocDoc app. And if I am feeling like, you know, a little psychotic and feel like I have something wrong with my brain or my heart, I can look on ZocDoc, which is an app that helps you find top-rated doctors in your area, and you can see if they take your insurance, and you can do online booking. It's so convenient. It's so nice to have. I used it to find a cardiologist a couple months ago. It was so easy. ZocDoc's mobile app is very easy. You can find and review local doctors, read verified patient reviews from real people who made real appointments. Now, when you walk to the doctor's office, you're all set to see someone in your network who gets you. So it's really nice not to go up to the counter at the end of a doctor's appointment and then to find out they don't take your insurance. So ZocDoc kind of covers it all. I mean, we make reservations online now. You can pick any time you want. So why not make it as easy as making a restaurant reservation? So go to ZocDoc.com/getit and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for the top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's amazing. That's ZocDoc.com/getit. ZocDoc.com/getit.
Okay, so then with Reputation, she only put out the one song, but it was like, whoa, you know, it was like in your face.
But then she changed everything, and she changed the way she did everything.
Yeah,
remember?
I know.
Like no teasers, it was just black and white. That's what it was.
Yeah, but like with Red, she did preview songs. Remember how we used to get like early release songs?
Like one song a week or something.
Yeah, because we used to buy the album still then. Like,
and now we stream the album.
Yeah, we stream.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, that's
I wonder if she's going to turn off shuffle like Harry Styles and Adele did.
What's that mean? So you can't shuffle, or you have to listen straight through.
So Adele was the first one to get Spotify to do this. Is where you cannot shuffle the album when you listen.
Skip a track.
You can't shuffle it.
Oh, okay. So why would anybody want to shuffle it?
Ashley,
why would anyone want to shuffle?
Yeah, I understand skipping tracks, but why would you want to not listen?
People to it just like will listen to it on shuffle. Like, you'll just shuffle the songs.
The whole album, or like lots of songs?
The whole album. People do that.
Understand. I always want to listen to it in
because
the row.
you're old, and you would put an album in. You would put it in the CD in the player, and like you then hit next.
You'd
understand
only
the narrative.
refer to it as track one or track two or track three. Not even know the names of the songs.
Yes, this is more like, okay, I like these songs, or like you're just gonna. People just listen to it and they just get the songs. Where Adele was the first one to get Spotify to do it, to change and turn off shuffle. So you had to listen to it if you wanted to listen to the full album. You could still make a playlist and shuffle it and do it, but you had to listen to it exactly the way that
intended on it.
Yeah,
which I think is totally fine and respectable. And cool.
I hope Taylor does that because that's like her stuff. I feel like you have to, the first go around, you have to listen to it the way that you're supposed to.
I had no idea that people were into shuffling albums.
Oh yeah,
I thought that you always listened to it as intended.
No, I think it's like I think we don't shuffle. I think people are just so used to whatever their settings are on that you just are like, oh, play, and if it shuffles, fine.
I would never know if an album was shuffled
Yes,
or not.
exactly. You would never know because it's just like you see the names versus like, oh my God, play track 12. Like you cannot name what track a Taylor Swift song is anymore the way we used to be able to say like track 5. Track 4 is Poison Ivy on the Jonas Brothers' third album.
Think about how I used to, like, of course I had an iPod back then.
You know I'm right.
Yeah. But iPod, like I had an iPod when but I'd also get the album version because the album version was very big to get, you know? And then I would put the album version in my car.
Yes, and that's how we would know.
Yeah, to go to the track number.
But that's the thing. I feel like once I got an iPod and stuff, it's just like you don't really resonate that as much, or you like pick the songs you like. So I think this is like in order to get people to like really listen to it through.
On another topic of conversation, these two here, they're only 2 years younger than me. We've always talked about the same pop culture and known what's up. And all of a sudden they quote things and I go, what's that from?
It's a whole new lingo out there now, though.
But also, like, Lauren and I are very avid. We speak TikTok
you
fluently.
You guys are, like, almost speak Gen Z. For millennials, you really do.
We do. Like, I think it's the TikTok.
So what were you guys just saying that I didn't understand?
Everything. I mean, Ashley, but we were saying, I used to text Ashley all the time, the pop culture things. Like, her and I knew everything. She had a baby, and her brain, where that knowledge used to live, is mush.
She had an entire lunch dedicated to telling me about the Don't Worry, Darling
drama. We went out to lunch, and she was like, so? And I was just like, okay, here's exactly what happened, and this is what this means. Where Ashley and I used to be, like, all on top of it. Now she's like, please catch me up. I have to keep this kid alive so I don't have room for any other things in my brain. We were just saying, like, no, sleep till Brooklyn, which is not a new song. And Ashley goes, I don't know anything.
She goes, what is it you just said there?
Yeah. Also, she just took a bite of macaroni salad.
Goes, classic deli macaroni and cheese.
And we're like, that's not macaroni and cheese. So
whatever. I'm like dying laughing, guys, because I just so seriously was eating very mayo-y macaroni, and I just classically said,
whatever comes out of her mouth, she decides that's good enough.
Yeah, that is exactly.
That was precise.
It's close enough. So this is just a PSA to check on your friends with kids because they're not doing well mentally. I mean, mentally they're not doing well.
That's so funny.
Ashley is surviving.
Okay, so what was I laughing about earlier? I don't.
We were talking about Taylor Swift.
Okay, no, your lingo. Okay, so you guys, not only do I not understand all the TikTok sounds they talk about, but I'm thinking of I Am Today, who like the moms of like when I used to babysit and stuff, and the moms would be like in their mid to upper 30s. And then they'd be like, oh, yeah, they wouldn't know the names of all the NSYNC guys. Yes. And I'd be like, these guys they're so dumb. Like, I not know the names of all the NSYNC guys.
Yes.
And it's like me knowing all the names to the BTS guys.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Are you kidding me? Of course I
think about that so often because, you know.
And I am imagining Ashley in her most hyper fan mode, just so judgmental of these poor women who are like juggling babies on their hips. And she's like, I'm sorry, you don't know their birthdays and their favorite color and their full names. It's so embarrassing.
She'd come home, she'd be like, Susan did not know that Justin brushes with Colgate.
It's so embarrassing. She thought he brushed with Crest. That is so
I kind of feel like the same way when I talk about pop culture with like other clients or people and they genuinely don't know things. And I'm like, how the fuck don't you know this?
Well, there's some people that are so tricky. Like, of course, I'm up on the basic level, all right? Like, I would know that Haley and Selena took a picture today.
And it was a big deal.
But I would know it if I got my phone later tonight. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, but you didn't know she was on Call Her Daddy recently and gave a breakdown. Which is fine, but you're up there. It's like you knew there was Don't Worry, Darling drama. You just didn't know what it was.
You don't have context. Honestly, it takes a lot of videos to watch to understand that drama.
Well, it's also today
gossip goes so deep because there's lots of conspiracy theories because there's so much media
There's
out
so
there.
much info you can just consume.
Yeah, and but
Blind
back in the
items
day,
and all that stuff.
You're not getting a People magazine once a week to catch up on your news. You're now having to do it 24/7.
That's exactly correct.
Or you're not watching TRL from 3 to 4 and you call it a day. You know, like there's no scheduled time for gossip anymore. It's always on.
It's not just like what the publicist statement put out. You
Exactly,
know?
because you
It
can
is
always find more.
24-hour pop culture news cycle as well.
cryptic tweets, cryptic Instagrams, likes.
But also, you don't
TikToks.
know what's going to pop off. I mean, in terms of men cheating, everyone thought, I think I know, men cheating, like,
Adam Levine.
yeah, I think that like mainstream media, like people and all these people thought like that's going to be the biggest scandal. Plot twist, it was Ned from the Try Guy that everybody freaked out
Ned
about.
from the Try Guys. Do you understand this, Ashley?
I know the Try Guys, and I know the Try Guys. I have no fucking idea what else you're talking about.
Ashley, this has been the only thing on the internet that anyone's been talking about.
Please regale me.
They literally did an SNL.
See, ingale me with the tail. Close enough.
Oh my God. Okay, so the Try Guys, at least we know, circa 2014, BuzzFeed, when it was at its prime, and the Try Guys.
Oh my gosh, BuzzFeed and the Try Guys. I just had a flashback.
So then they had their own channel. They're still doing that. There are 4 of them. But the one guy, I barely watched their videos, only a couple times.
pacifier.
Yeah, where is that?
Again, this is Ashley's mom brain. She'll just yell, pacifier!
Where did they go?
Anyways, back to... We found a pacifier. Ned from the Try Guys. So, Try Guys, I remember watching a couple of their videos just because they would come up and then you're sitting there.
Bless you.
Baby sneezes. Okay.
He's like full-grown adult sneezes, though. We're sitting there. But you always remember one of them was like obsessed with their wife. Like that was like his whole narrative.
Yeah, everything was, well, my wife says,
yeah,
my wife does,
and they
my
like...
wife. It was a joke. It was a running joke because all
really?
he did.
Their
It's kinda like
personalities...
you and Jared.
Yeah,
Jared. But
his personality was like the wife guy.
Okay.
Like he
gosh.
was...
So what's going on?
So, I know, it's so good. It's because of the way we found out, too, that makes it so juicy. They started removing him. Like, fans were noticing that he was, like, getting edited out of videos. And, like, he wasn't in the promo for their new merch or something. Like, also, Carisi, the Try Guys have merch and, like, are still doing this. So they were like, oh, interesting. And then somebody on Reddit found that he
was spotted
at a club with... a food baby, a girl who's on their other, like one of their videos from their channel. They have like multiple. It's called Food Babies.
So it's like another
were
person that
making
worked for
out.
BuzzFeed. They were making out at like a club.
Oh my god.
So then everybody was
Someone took a
speculating.
picture.
And then they all both came out with a statement that he had been fired from the Try Guys and they were removing him. And
because he was no longer the wife guy?
No, but he
was
cheated
cheating
on his wife.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you
No,
won't get
it's
fired for that.
But with... It's
an employee, so
it's
it's an inner
employment laws.
working.
If it wasn't,
HR
it was like an HR shit. Like the amount of legal issues you have with power dynamics and stuff of somebody who owns the company, then having an affair with someone else who works at that company in those positions is like a very big legal issue. But basically, that drama has been breaking the internet that the wife guy was cheating. Had an affair for over a year, a consensual relationship with this person over a year.
So that overpowered the Adam Levine?
Nobody cared about Adam Levine. It's only the Ned from the Try Guys.
We really expected it from Adam Levine.
I feel like they have an open relationship.
No.
Yes.
Why?
Bahati does not look like she gives a shit.
Yeah, she hates his guts, probably.
I feel like she is 100% like, we probably are open. She probably like hooks up with girls. Like she's so hippy dippy.
Who else do you think
Has an open relationship?
Yes. Lizzie like looks at all the blind items. Explain what a blind item is.
I love a blind. It's basically like, but I love, the worst thing of all, I'm at Ashley's house. I'm talking like Ashley and I were pop gossip gurus. Ashley wanted to be an anchor on E! News. Like, she used to be with it. I had to tell her what Dumois was.
Do you know what Dumois is?
Yeah, I do.
Do you follow Dumois?
I do not.
I like it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ashley didn't know what Dumois was. I was like, Ashley, this is like the mecca of blinds. But I love following like one of the Dumois sites where they then take guesses of who it is in the comments.
Yeah.
But it's so good, and there's so many things about people having
open relationships.
Yeah, I think a lot of them do.
So, Lizzie, who else do you think has an open relationship?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Who do you think?
No. I take only your.
No, but I feel like also it's just like a vibe you get from some people.
What do you guys? What would you, I'm gonna laugh at Lizzie's response. How much money would you need to film a sex tape?
Oh, that's a fun question.
Have we not discussed this on the podcast? Because Jared and I like to ask
to
this.
film it or like release it to the public?
To release it to the public.
Oh, spit directly in my
No,
mouth.
I'm sorry, but to release it to the public.
Oh, actually,
So, guys, we just took about like an hour-ish intermission, got some food, but the real point of it was because my child was being the devil.
the devil, and you know we're not afraid to say it.
Perform an exorcism because he threw up through his pacifier while we were recording. You will hear the end of that little.
But that makes it sound like he was sick and not feeling good. But then when I said, like, oh, man, maybe he doesn't feel good,
She's
Lizzie
like-
said,
Ashley's like,
old.
oh, no, he's only fussy because he just doesn't feel good. And I was like, he's always like
He's
this.
always like this. It's just easier to put him down usually when he has his accoutrements and swings and whatnot, but he
Yeah.
has nothing here.
So we put him in my dog's bed. It's clean. I just washed it.
Clean dog bed.
And
we gave
put
him some paper towel.
gave him a paper towel, some Elmo, and we put a Theragun under his butt so it vibrated him right to sleep.
Right to the street. Right to Sesame Street. Right to Sesame Street. But we were laughing so hard at the fact that he was trying to rip this very strong
Paper towel.
paper towel. I mean, it was just like, I joke with Lizzie. I was like, I know you. This has got to be Costco brand, and this is a great advertisement for its strength.
I know, but also it's
A
just
baby can't rip it.
Even a baby can't rip it.
Even a baby doesn't make any sense. No.
But it just shows that we've all lost our minds,
Lost
and
it.
it's basically 3 women and a baby over here.
As a hairstylist and a woman, I do know that hair is so much more than physical appearance. It really shapes our like relationship with ourselves and how we feel about like our self-image and our confidence. And I mean, I see every single day someone comes in to my salon and they ask like, why is my hair thinning? And there could be a number of reasons, but the one thing I always suggest is take Nutrafol. And I myself has begun taking Nutrafol every single day. And I think just having a conversation that it's kind of normal. A lot of people go through thinning, maybe a thinning patch, maybe it's just kind of like always been thinning hair. And I just kind of want to get to talking about it more and not being ashamed. I really commend Nutrafol because they are bringing awareness to thinning hair in women and just how insecure you can feel about that and how alone you can feel about that. And they kind of want to start a conversation amongst people to make them feel safe and they can share their stories and connect. So if you're going through this, I feel for you, and luckily Nutrafol does too. Nutrafol wants all women to know that hair thinning is normal and you're not alone. The popular hair growth supplement brand is on a mission to normalize female hair issues and create a safe space for us to connect and talk and destigmatize female hair issues together. So let's talk about it. Your hair story could really help another woman. I just see so many women be so sad and they just want to go straight to wigs. But it's really helpful to know that, you know, some people are wearing toppers, some people are taking Nutrafol, some people are doing things to kind of counteract the hair thinning. And it's nice to connect with others that do that to make you feel a little less alone. So join the conversation at shedthesilence.com. That's shedthesilence.com to kind of talk about your hair story and connect with other women.
So back to our topics.
Chucking through.
Well, I mean, we were talking, but
Trucking.
now you said 3 women and a baby, which brings me to
Yes, your affinity
yes,
for
my
the
affinity
fucking
for-
mustache man,
yes, the
Tom
mustache man.
Selleck.
Tom Selleck. And the fact that Lizzie also loves Tom Selleck, because
know.
I know that Lizzie can appreciate a
I
Tom
love
Selleck
a Tom
man.
Selleck from afar, but it's also too intimidating for me to think of a Tom Selleck-like man because he's just such an adult. You know,
He's
even when
the
he was
ultimate
with,
adult.
like,
That's why he wasn't
he will
attractive to me
always- yeah.
until I was old.
I think he's like attractive, but he also still feels too old for me now. Like I get Monica being like,
now he
"Oh,"
is,
yeah.
and I'm just no, but
Oh,
even
yeah, with
like
Monica.
Yeah, I remember
even
he's
with
just-
Monica,
even
she was like
somebody-
supposed to be 30 and he was supposed to be like, what do you think? 50?
45?
40, upper,
Yeah.
40s?
But like, even if I feel like the
Richard.
same Richard,
Richard.
His name would
This is
be
from Friends,
Richard.
everyone. Keep up.
I think everyone knows it's the most attractive out of show. But yeah, I feel like even if I was in the same age range, I would still feel like he's too old.
If you were in your well, now he's like in his 70s. But if you were okay,
Did you know that some people age? Some people get older.
I don't know if you know
this.
Let's rewind. Say it's 1988 when like I think that's about the time that Three Men and a Baby came out. And you are the same age as Tom Selleck in that movie. So let's just say you're like 40. I think he was like 40 at that time.
Wow.
So what would you want? If you were
I don't know.
40 wrong.
Oh,
What?
I don't know now because I look at
now
this
she's looking
photo
at it.
and I'm like, oh, that is hot.
that's okay. So
But, like,
he's 40
I know
and you're
looking at
40
this,
and
like,
you look
10
at him and you
years
think
ago.
he's still too old.
No.
But no, I'm saying like 10 years ago when I looked at this photo.
She hasn't watched Three Men and a
I
Baby
haven't
recently.
since as in like a full adult, not like
Yeah.
a 20-year-old. Like I would in my 20s be like, oh, he's still too old. But now I'm like,
He's a zaddy.
that's a zaddy.
He's a
Yeah, okay,
zaddy.
so listen to me, Lizzie. This is your job this week.
Get with Tom Selleck.
Yes, that would be my ultimate goal for you. But this week, I want you to watch. Okay, Three Men and a Baby, which, by the way, pales in comparison to its follow-up, Three Men and a Little Lady. Three Men and a Little Lady, straight rom-com. It is a rom-com, and you didn't even know it when you were little. And he's
I don't even
so
think I
hot,
ever
and
saw
he's the
Three
love
Men
interest.
in a little.
Okay,
But
but
he's the love interest, so you're like he's the romantic lead. That's
whose
the
baby
one that
was it? Whose baby was it?
It was that lady Sophia.
Yeah, but wasn't it one of theirs?
No.
No. Who the fuck is?
Oh yes, it
Sophia?
was. Wait,
Yeah, it was one of
was
theirs.
it Steve Gutenberg's or was it Ted Danson's?
The way that it just came out of your
Steve
Okay.
Guten- no need for Google for that one.
She just ate all those syllables. Steve Gutenberg. That was not a snack. That was a full meal of a name. Steve Gutenberg. You just like marinated up. You ate all of those syllables just like one by one.
All right, I know like a lot of the audience that like hasn't seen Three Men and a Baby or like doesn't even know who Tom Selleck is like, Ashley, shut the hell up. But this is the exact demonstration of how old I am because here I am way more excited about Tom Selleck than I am about any of the pop culture rooms today.
She's like, let me tell you about Tom Selleck.
No, listen.
You are mom. Oh my god.
My mom used to be obsessed, or still is obsessed with the movie. What's the Neil Diamond movie? The jazz singer.
The jazz singer.
And my mom tries to turn everybody on to the jazz singer as if it's like the best movie ever.
If anyone new comes in her life, have you seen the jazz singer? And it's like, no. And then she'll have them sit down and watch a 3-hour jazz singer.
Because she's like obsessed with Neil Diamond. She thought he was so hot.
Do you like Neil Diamond?
First of all, the jazz singer is like also, but I love that your mom is
Yeah.
trying to be like, watch the jazz singer, not the like 1927 movie, which is like the first talkie.
No.
But, like-
the remake.
It's literally the first talkie movie.
Wow.
She's like, no. Please watch it with Neil Diamond. It has a 23% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Does it really? Does it?
23%, 37 on Metacritic, 5.8 out of 10. I think half of that 5, only thing getting it up from a 3 is probably your mom commenting.
So listen, this is during COVID. My mom's had too much to drink. And she does this thing where she'll be like, you know, she makes you watch something and then she's like, oh, we'll turn it off. We'll turn it off now. You're not into it. She's
You don't
like
like this?
joking. She's
Yeah.
like, you don't like it. Like,
She's not
as if
even kidding.
You're
She's
seeing
just-
like you're into it. Like,
Look at this photo of him in this movie.
yeah, she thought he was hot.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
You know that is Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball's daughter. Yep.
I'm
Okay.
struggling with
I know we're
your
getting
mom.
a little. I think these people are going to be a little bored at this. so I
I'm
might
confused.
Okay,
And I'm right
But
here,
my mom
and
was
this is my mom.
My mom had my mom had Jared watch it after much struggle.
Poor Jared, because he can't say no after a while to your in-laws.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's watching it and like he's obviously
It's like if your mom
it's
asked me,
so
how many times I'd
mediocre.
have to say yes.
Yeah, it's so mediocre. And my mom is like, "All right, Jared,
Well, what
we'll turn
movie
it
is
off.
that for
We'll turn
us?
it off.
Like, what
It's
is
not.
it-
I know you don't like it. We'll turn it off. Ha." She's like,
What's a bad movie
Camp Rock. 1 and 2.
that we can agree wasn't very good? But it was like, oh, it's good. You know, so and so's in it. Like what?
I did this recently. Oh, I watched. Oh, do you remember how hard we laughed
I
during
have
Death
mine.
at a Funeral in the movie theater?
Yeah.
Like Lauren and I were pissing our pants at the remake of Death at a Funeral, the one with like Chris Rock and stuff. And I talked it up so much to Jared, and finally he watched one of the movies that I wanted to watch.
You're like, it's really
And
good.
then I like was watching it, and I was like, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get funnier, I promise. And then I just like never did,
Huh.
and I felt bad.
We've been a low
Well,
point.
I don't have a movie like that where I've realized is bad.
Yeah.
Mine that I try to get everybody to watch, they usually don't, and you guys haven't even, is Newsies, where I'm like,
Oh,
it's
I
so good, you
know.
gotta watch it.
I'll
And
watch
everyone's like,
Newsies.
But that's
no.
like a kid's thing.
Excuse me, no,
No, it's not a kid's
No,
thing.
you
It's just
had
you have
to like
watch
it as a kid.
I guess, but it's
Like someone said
art.
to me, "Oh, I haven't seen Hocus Pocus as I haven't
Yeah.
never seen
Yeah,
Hocus
they're not gonna
and I'm
get
like,
it.
you're not gonna get it. Just don't even bother.
No, don't
also like the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies. You can't try to watch them now and be like, I
Correct,
don't understand.
correct,
They're
yeah.
not for you.
Can I just say that the in-laws asking you to watch something or you showing someone something is so annoying because I have shown the McFaddens 2 movies that were not meant to be funny, and they
laughed at it.
they make jokes for the whole thing. I'm like, I'm
What?
trying to show you a fucking film here.
Okay, but Lauren, what movie?
One of them was The Shining.
they laughed
my
during it, and they'd
were
never
like,
seen it.
They were like, they've never seen it, which is ridiculous. And they were making jokes and not taking it seriously. I'm like, if anyone's showing me a movie,
Yeah.
I'm going to give it the respect that they think it's great. So I'm not going to laugh or make jokes about it.
Well, it's like I think that it's super disrespectful when you are excited about showing somebody a movie and they are on their phone a lot
Yes,
of the time.
yeah,
That
yeah.
makes me feel
Yeah.
like it makes me
Lauren,
feel personally
I will never forget this.
offended.
The one time we tried to watch Newsies, you had a boy over and you were so distracted, but you knew it that you were distracted. And you felt
That's
really bad.
fucked up of me. I apologize.
It's okay. That was your real crazy boy face. I think
Which one was it?
it was like that one guy.
No, don't even say his name. Gross.
I will not
the
say the
worst.
name.
Was it actually that
worst
guy?
of
I
all
will
of
not
them.
say the name of that vampire.
We won't say the name of it, but you guys, Lauren was dating somebody who we thought ended up, we didn't know at the time, but we were telling him all these weird things that he would do in the bathroom.
I had no
and how
idea.
he would like
He was
get,
definitely doing drugs in the bathroom. We
would-
were just
yeah.
too naive. We are like, he has some weird bowels.
he was doing heroin in the bathroom, or so we think, because of the signs that he was showing, but we had no idea that that's like what like heroin was taken.
It was so obvious looking back, which is so awful.
Yeah, because
were
he used
just
to go
so
hit
He would
the
run the
couch
he would
afterward
run the water for like
20 minutes.
not 20, like maybe
Lauren, it was so long.
maybe like 10 minutes, which is
we thought he was pooping, and then
way
we
too
realized we're
long.
like, "There's no way he's
and
pooping."
then he'd
this
come out
time
and fall
every
asleep,
time.
and my parents would like get up, like it's time to leave, and then like he would be like so asleep.
Then there was one time that he fell asleep on the front stoop with a bottle of
He
milk.
opened the
jar of
front
milk.
door and had milk in his hand.
Yeah.
Ew, I feel disgusting.
And then he like left the carton out there. And he
yeah,
just,
and
like-
Dad saw it on like the cameras.
Yeah, super weird.
Oh, he was like, yeah, there's milk sitting outside. Okay, anyways, off topic. The second movie that I showed them was Fear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
I see
fear
more
I can
laughing at
understand.
one.
That's
I
a
can
hard
understand
one.
That could be
laughing
like
during that.
campy for people who don't get it.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
Did
the
they-
same
did
thing.
they-
I would never
know.
say that they get it,
I know.
Lauren.
Yeah, you have to really know your audience before showing somebody one of your favorite movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, another question. Who do you like when you're watching a movie now, like an older movie, that you're like, oh, I would have had such a crush on this person, like a Tom Selleck.
Okay,
Like,
so Tom Selleck is my answer.
no, you got to do a different one.
Oh, okay, fine. Oh, but wait. Oh,
That would be like I say, like, oh, that person would ruin my life if I was like watching this in the movie theater.
If I was 25 or 30 and watching Mel Gibson in Braveheart, I think.
oh yeah,
that's a good answer.
Thank you.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Okay.
mine would have to be Rob Lowe in St. Elmo's Fire.
Fire.
Oh, my
yeah,
gosh,
guys.
would have ruined me,
Yeah.
ruined my life. If he asked me to film a sex tape, I'd say sure, which he did. Not me, but he did film it. Remember, he had the first like sex tape ever.
No.
Yeah,
who?
Rob Lowe.
Really?
I can't imagine that.
It was like so 80s. It's like
Should we
so
find
grainy.
it?
It's not hard to find. It's so grainy and like weird.
Should we
What
like
other
press
sex
pause
have
and
you
watch
guys
this?
watched any
No.
celebrity sex tapes before?
Besides Kim's? Oh, I also during Pam and Tommy's show,
Pam and
I watched Pam and Tommy's during the show.
No,
I
it
watched
came out.
Pam and Tommy's.
I've
But
seen
when I
like
was like
parts of it, but like it's
16.
also just like weird because you feel like you kind of know these people, so it's like a little too intrusive for me. Because I feel like with celebrities, you know who they are. You know, like
yeah.
versus if you were to turn on like a porn and be like, oh, I don't know this person. Like versus now you're kind of like, this feels like a little dirty.
Intrusive. It
Yeah.
feels a little intrusive.
I can't think of really any other celebrity sex tapes.
Well, what did you think of the Pam and Tommy one?
Well, the thing about Pam and Tommy that was so crazy was like the first, like
Yeah.
They was
Apparently,
like,
Rob Lowe is the first.
but even if you watch that in the 80s, it's so grainy footage.
Sylvester Stallone has one. He did what he did before he was ever famous.
Really?
Yes. He has a
An
very
actual
hairy
pornography?
bush. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It's like very 70s, very like there's fog kind of.
But that's like a professional.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He did. It
professional.
wasn't like a leaked sex tape.
Correct. Yeah.
So we were talking in the car this week, not with you guys, about Kim and the Ray J leak. Obviously, do you guys believe that Chris orchestrated the whole thing? Because now I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She does not give a shit about selling her kids for sex.
Also, Kim had to okay it, so it's also Kim.
What do you mean she had to okay it? Well, I'm just mean like, do you think that was done on purpose and
Yes.
wasn't actually leaked?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
Okay, so this is the conversation we were talking about. This is what we were going to start talking about before, and we were interrupted rudely
wait,
by my baby.
first-
Rudely by my baby.
Who would your person be other than Tom Selleck?
This is not my answer, but you know who I wanted to bring up in this conversation of old people who rock?
Brandon
Old people who rock?
Fraser.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Paul Reiser.
Who's Paul Reiser?
Ashley.
Wait, I don't know who that is.
I love Paul Reiser. Lauren, it was Helen Hunt's husband and Mad About You.
You're disgusting.
No, I don't want to be with him. I'm just saying I love Paul Reiser.
Okay.
Ashley, you're
He
so
makes me
old.
comforted.
This
He's
audience
like-
is so confused.
I'm
Imagine like the B list of like Billy Crystal.
Exactly.
Truly the B side.
Here's a grid I don't get it. I don't get where the heck Helen Hunt went.
Yeah, she really
Why
did
was
some...
she like one of the biggest movie stars of all the early or late 90s, early 2000s, and then just
gone. Well, she did what she had to do, and she pieced out. She doesn't need to work, probably.
But do you think it was like I'm just gonna be off, or
Yeah.
do you think that she just was like I don't want to do movies anymore, or like she didn't get hired anymore?
That's such a good question. I wonder because if you
got a
look
little
at
bit
some
too
of these
old. Maybe she's getting
Title
casted.
of the podcast.
Where
I
did
don't
Helen
get
Hunt
where
go?
the hunt for Helen Hunt.
You guys,
hunt for Helen Hunt.
Again, I tried.
We need to do a full deep dive episode on it though, because if you look at it, some of them like Mia Farrow or like some of these other people, like I forget there was another one that Ryan Murphy just cast for one of the shows
Oh.
is like these women who kind of got like aged
Jessica
out
Lange got
Jessica
aged out
Lange.
until
and
Ryan
pushed
Murphy.
out because of like
Yeah,
And who's
Harvey
that
Weinstein
beautiful
and all
black
those other
woman
people?
who's in all of like American Horror Story now, and I can never remember
Angela
her-
Bassett?
Angela Bassett.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like there's I wonder though if Helen Hunt like something happened in the
Yeah.
industry where she got pushed out in the same similar way as like some of these women.
And now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp.
Well, it's amazing that we have Lizzie here also because she is a fellow go-to therapy warrior. I know Lizzie has been in therapy for like 2 years now, and I've been in therapy for my whole life. We know Naz has been. Ashley is yet to get there, but she's I'm sure she would also benefit from it. And we use BetterHelp. It is the most convenient. It's convenient, affordable form of therapy there is out there, and I love that they do also online booking. You don't have to call a therapist and have the same date, same time every week because it may not work with your schedule. And we're just all out here trying to make our lives easier. So BetterHelp is there to make your life easier. You can do a phone call, you can do a chat, you can do a video call, and you can schedule a different time every week with your favorite therapist, and they match you with a therapist in under 24 hours. And you can change your therapist if you feel like you're not vibing. You know, it's like dating. So if you're thinking about therapy, give BetterHelp a try, and it's affordable and entirely online. So get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey, and you can switch therapists at any time, like I said. If you want to improve yourself in any aspect of your life, therapy can get you there. So visit betterhelp.com/getit today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/getit.
So should we do an expose podcast? And
We could, but I feel,
don't get
yeah,
it. I don't get where Helen Hunt
Okay,
went.
but it
What
has
was the
to
last
be
movie
no,
she
it's
did?
The Hunt for Helen Hunt, and it's just her.
She said that 5
But
minutes
instead
ago,
of like
but
the Hunt
yeah, no.
for Red October, you just like put Helen Hunt
Yeah.
on a red submarine.
Well, yeah, what was
let
like
me
the last
find the
major
last
motion
movie
picture
she
she
did.
Because guys, she
And how
did,
old she was.
She did for Spectrum Cable she and Paul Reiser did a reboot of Mad About You, but it was only on Spectrum Cable. Now you can find it on like Amazon Prime or something. But I was excited at the time, which was like 2 or 3 years ago, because I had Spectrum Cable.
You want to hear something crazy? She was married.
Yeah.
That whole time
to Hank Azaria.
Who is that?
The voice of all the characters from The Simpsons.
But not very long.
For a year.
Not long, yeah. And that was her only husband. Oh, wait, what is this guy? It seems like she still wants to act.
Like, I don't know. I need to know if it's like by her own fruition or if it's like something that she...
What's her last movie?
She was it was
in 2020.
2020.
But like not like a starring role. I mean, her... Bringing it full circle to our conversation earlier, Nancy Meyers, my bae, love Nancy Meyers. Nothing better than a Nancy Meyers kitchen and aesthetic. She was in What Women Want, which is an incredible
What Women Want is my favorite.
It's one of my favorite.
Also, because my Mel Gibson's in it, who I find very attractive,
and it's just I love it. I mean, the daughter, all of it.
Oh my God. And he's just like, and throwing the shoes and the makeup. We'll do it all.
Yeah.
And it's fun ready for prom. Oh my God.
So cute. I love that movie. That's
sex scene,
it's such an underrated rom-com.
What's her name?
Oh my gosh. With Marissa Tomei.
So
I remember watching that like younger being like,
sex god.
Just being like, oh my God, like that's so uncomfortable. But now I'm like, that would be genius if you could actually fucking do that. Yeah. Oh my God.
We watched that at Bubby's. I'll remember that forever.
Oh my gosh. And where you just
I was like, traumatized.
Yeah. I remember I don't know what sex scene. I don't know what sex scene that I'm traumatized by seeing Mom.
I still can't watch anything over like a PG-13
with your parents.
With my parents.
Honestly, I remember watching Forrest Gump with Mom and Dad, and then like the house shaking when she's sleeping with the principal.
Oh my God. Full circle
with Tom Hanks.
Was Pay It Forward with Helen Hunt.
Oh yeah,
that was disturbing for me. But she had sex with Kevin Spacey, and that was with Mom and Dad, and it was
but
really,
it wasn't
really
romantic, right?
I don't. I think it was semi-romantic.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow. So I feel like the romance like isn't as awkward as it being just straight sex. Because
no, I disagree. It's too slow.
It's too slow and sensual.
At least like
weird.
Bang it out and be done with it.
It's just any sex scene. You just don't ever want to.
Do you remember a sex scene that you were traumatized by? Because I'll tell you another one for me.
Because fuck what you have to say. I have another one.
Ashley always does that. She'll pretend to phrase something as a question, but it's really just an entryway for her to talk about what she wants to talk about. She's like, do you have one that I don't care? Don't answer that. I'm going to tell you.
If you're not ready right now, I'll go with mine.
Yeah. Like if she's like, if you're not ready in this 5 seconds, I'm going to, no, I'll go.
Okay.
But just to let you know, I'm actually just going to speak.
Yeah. But Lizzie, tell us.
You gave me 5 seconds. I can't remember a traumatizing moment. Let me just dig back into the archives. Not all of us live with our trauma at the top of our heads like you. Some of us like to suppress it. You always are able to be like, oh, that was so the worst moment of my life, and I can easily pull it up. I'm like,
the filing cabinet opens. There it is.
What was the embarrassing?
Like
the
not
Joe
a lot.
Jonas embarrassing moment. That was the only one that you suppressed.
Oh, the one at the club. Yeah. The one where I went up to at the bar, Lizzie.
Yeah, but like also it's still so easy. Like mine are under lock and key. Ashley's are just like files that are like spewing out at all times. You're like a disorganized third grade teacher. You're like, it's in here. Oh, yep, here it is. It's like, isn't that confidential? Like a student's records. You're like, whatever, it's fine.
Okay. So, do you have one or
Not
should
yet.
I share
Just
mine?
share yours.
Just share yours. We know you don't want to hear mine. You're just going to be sitting there waiting to tell yours.
You know, I'm very excited about hearing yours.
Go ahead.
Okay, go.
Mine would be The Beach with Leo. So my friend Kelly Sharkey, she rented.
Not related to me, which is crazy.
Look very similarly colored.
I don't know how you guys
and live in the same neighborhood.
Literally, everyone's like, so your sister Kelly. I was like, we're not related. They're like, stop lying.
Yeah, I know. They're both Irish Catholic and super proud to be Irish Catholic. It's like very strange. Okay. And it's not strange to be proud to be Irish Catholic.
Like, that's literally every Irish
similarities. Okay. So she rented The Beach. We watched it like kind of like in secret in the basement. And there was a sex scene in the tent where Leo and this woman are like sitting up and having sex. Like, have you seen this, Lauren? Do you know what I'm even talking about?
I've seen the beach, but I'm familiar with the position. Is what I'm saying yes to.
Okay, so I had no idea I guess it was like 8th grade. I want to say 8th or 9th grade. That like, which is funny because some people are having sex by 9th grade, but I am here being traumatized by this sitting up position.
Yeah, you're like, I thought you only had to lay down looking at each other's faces.
Yeah, I think, see, again, you guys, it's like these times where it's like,
Representation matters.
and not like making love. Okay. It's classic Ashley.
Yeah, like not a Tom Cruise slowly laying you down on the bed.
Yeah. Yes, of course. And they're just going at it sitting up in the tent, and I'm just that's it. That was it. That was stuck with me for life.
Okay. You were like an adult. And it was
I was in 9th grade. You thought I was an adult in 9th grade?
you're like 15. I thought you would be like 7.
I feel like at the time you would have also been jarred.
I maybe.
Yeah.
I just, the way you led up to that, I was like, oh, mine actually was Titanic.
Well,
Because I felt like there was so much buildup to watch Titanic and my parents would not let me.
Yeah,
and then
same,
so I went to my friend's house and watched the whole thing. And then the sex scene happened. Then you felt so guilty and dirty. You're like, oh my God, I watched it. I'm like,
So
you
true.
know,
True.
so
So
that's
true.
so much about it. Like that really traumatized me. And still to this day, I'm like, everyone's like, oh, that, I'm like, no, I have a lot of deep, dark trauma and Catholic guilt about that. So
you know that's what Lauren and I did with Fear to get and bring it full circle.
yeah. It's just like, it makes you feel so icky as a child because you have so much like,
I felt alive. I saw her get fingered on that roller coaster, and I was like, my eyes
Lauren
were
are like
widened.
Lauren's like, I want to go to there.
I want to go to there.
I was like, I never came up with this when I was humping my pillow.
Thanks for the material for the rest of my life.
Okay, so short story. I was 17 when Lauren and I wanted to watch Fear. I went to Best Buy. I bought it myself.
Actually, are you fucking serious? You were that old?
Yeah, okay. I know. Maybe I was 16. It was junior
I was in
year.
8th grade.
So junior year. So I was 16. Okay. I was 1 month. I was like months away from being 17 and being able to like leave.
Too much detail.
Okay. And my mom was like, you guys aren't watching that until I watch it. I'm watching it first.
She wanted to preview it to make sure it wasn't too like crazy for us.
Graphic.
Because it was rated R.
Yeah. Because it was all rated R, and she like wouldn't let us watch the rated R.
Oh, that's why you were saying you were almost 17.
Yeah, I was almost 17, so I could almost go to the movie theater and watch it by myself.
You probably could have done that before, but
Probably, but you know that Regal Theater in Sterling, they were really cracking down on license checks. Okay, so yeah, that was we felt so. I didn't.
So my mom took the DVD, she put it up in her room, just sitting there, and they went out to dinner or furniture shopping because the only place that they used to go alone without us was furniture shopping. Okay, so
that was code.
Oh no! What is it doing in the car?
Get a hotel.
Okay. Anyway, so then we went up there, ripped the plastic off that DVD, popped it in, and then mom, we put it like back and watched the whole thing, put it back, and then mom was like, "Did you watch it?" And I've never seen mom and dad more mad.
They were both so mad. That's why I remember it, because they were so angry. I was so upset about myself.
I can imagine a full-grown Ashley in her just
full-grown 16-year-old Ashley.
Yeah, a full-grown woman with the most naivete, childlike innocence, just sobbing in her boy band room, crying about watching Fear,
writing your diary. I did something bad.
I did. That was when people are like, "When was like a time that you remember getting in trouble or doing something bad?" It's like I watched Fear with my mom previewing it.
At 16.
I was so like, "Fuck you guys! I saw the best thing ever. I'm a woman now.
I'm getting fingered on a roof."
You know what? You know what's an underrated sex scene in that movie? Hello, when he takes her panties off in bed, when he takes her virginity.
Yeah, that.
You think it's a little scary?
A little creepy. Just, I mean, I don't know if it's not hot.
Okay, you're right. The sex scene itself,
but the way he comes in with the
way
shirt
he comes
off,
in, and then like kind of like try like the seduction part. But then like when it's actually happening, you can tell she's not ready.
Yeah. She's
and
not
that
ready.
doesn't make you feel good.
Although, you know.
Okay, question. Smart. What do you think the best, you can't say Fear,
sex scene ever
in a movie? I have to think.
I mean, honestly, this is so basic.
Titanic.
The Notebook.
Oh.
It is pretty good though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
going up the stairs all wet.
That really
Definitely held my pillow to that one.
Wow, that was a good one.
And then the way he like slowly takes off her stocking.
That was nice. Nice touch.
It's so funny though for like women. You guys might have filled in. It's so funny for women though, like the parts that get us versus like what I'm sure men stereotypically think like women like. We're like, when he carries her in,
when that sock comes off. Yeah.
Well, that's like the female gaze versus the male gaze. So the male gaze is like, that girl is hot. She has big boobs and a big ass. I would like to have sex. The female gaze is like
gaze like gazing, not like
so like the male gaze is like what, like, you know, do you know that term?
No, I do.
Like the male gaze, it's like also patriarchal. So you're welcome. I'm here. It's like I'm not dressing for the male gaze, like for male attention.
Okay.
So then women have come back with this own term called the female gaze, where it's like we don't. Men think we want an 80s Stanley Tucci. We just want Stanley Tucci now. That is the female gaze.
Is Ryan Reynolds. The female gaze is
like
the guy you said from Mad About You.
Yes. No, it's Billy Crystal in Billy Crystal in When Harry Met Sally is the female gaze. Yeah. Like, let's go around and say who our female gaze. Well, where it's like the person that it's like, it's not like looking at them and being like, you're classically hot. It's like a Henry Cavill is like
classically handsome
versus like more gritty, like why women like Pete Davidson.
Yeah, well, it's like guys definitely. Oh, you like Chris Evans,
but I like a Boston Chris Evans.
Okay,
like when he's like talking with a Boston accent.
Okay,
and he's like, "You think I should grow my mustache?" And I'm like, "Please keep saying that."
Okay,
like you know, where versus. You know, again, a Henry Cavill, like these really just traditionally hot men.
Like,
where now everybody on the internet is obsessed with like Stanley Tucci now because he's like, okay, he's this like refined gentleman. He'll just make you a cocktail. He'll like, he's in touch with like, but he's in touch with like,
who is this?
Stanley Tucci.
I don't know who this is.
He has the eating thing, Lauren. He'll
like make you a cocktail.
I don't know who this is at all.
You know who Stanley Tucci is?
Well, maybe once I see the face.
Hold on.
We have to find an in-between, though, here. Between Billy Crystal and Stanley Tucci.
Okay, I'm going to say Timothée Chalamet is kind of the female gaze.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Yes.
Harry at times is definitely a female gaze because he's like so flamboyant that like it's like men are thinking that they should go to the gym and pump iron and then we're all obsessing over Harry Styles and like in a dress.
Nail polish,
yeah.
But
I know him. Yes. Okay.
It's more of the energy that like women look at things from like a deeper lens, basically, that men are so stupid that they're just like, oh, body hot. I like, where like women are like, oh, did you see the way that he like rolled up his sleeves and then pushed her to the inside of the sidewalk as they were walking? That is the female gaze.
Yeah, totally. But man, Ryan Reynolds just has to be the definition of the male gaze because no girl is like, oh my God, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Right?
We've said this
I feel like
before.
some people do.
I feel like this could be like the Ryan Reynolds show. It's like at the end of the day, and like the last week, the last podcast of all time, at the end of the day, the girls just didn't get Ryan Reynolds.
No, you know who I think is even more?
A female gaze or male gaze?
Male.
What?
Channing Tatum. He's a potato.
Young Channing Tatum, different. Young Channing Tatum, different. Today, Channing Tatum, I get it.
Colin Firth in Pride and Prejudice, female gaze. You wouldn't understand it unless you get it. The girls that get it, get it. The girls that don't.
But who do you actually think is hotter in that? Hugh Grant or... I mean, I actually think Hugh Grant is hotter.
You're talking
Pride and
about
Prejudice.
Bridget Jones.
Signing off. This has been Ashley. Bye, guys.
Okay, goodbye.
Are you done?
That was so abrupt, but bye.
They think that I was ending that too abruptly.
I mean, she just that was like the most socially awkward thing I've ever seen. Like where she's like, that's like me when I leave your house.
Okay, fine. So we're back.
Okay, we're gonna end though with our male gaze, female gaze.
Okay.
I think Chris Hemsworth also a male gaze.
Male gaze, yes.
Versus
I mean he's hot, but like I don't like need him.
Yeah. What about Jason Momoa is a middle ground.
That is
I feel like he's gotten more hotter like mainstream early, like the Jason Momoa you loved of Game of Thrones. That was super female gaze.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, like, why do they
and
want
I
this
liked
guy
him. I
who-
liked him more during the female gaze part.
Everyone did.
Yes,
And now
because now
Aquaman
it's just
is
like
male
everything
gaze.
is too much. It's like when a guy is overexploited, he becomes male gaze.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Um,
I saw him in a subway. I didn't personally see him in a subway. I saw a TikTok of him in the subway getting a sandwich, and it made him just the female gaze again.
Oh yeah,
You know who's a good crossover though? Who I think is just gays? Keanu Reeves. Because men love him.
Jared's obsessed with him.
Jared's obsessed with him. But he has that female gaze energy where he's going to like him in Speed. Are you kidding? That is the perfect
Very
both of
cute,
worlds
very
because
cute.
he's like this hot guy, but he also has this softer qualities that women are noticing. You always remember like watching a movie and you'd be like, oh, I love the way that he just like touched the like smell of her back.
Yeah, like did you see that TikTok where he was it was an interview and it was like, I want my perfect day is I want to wake up, have sex, eat breakfast, go on a walk, watch a movie, have sex, eat more, have sex.
Who is this?
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, it sounds like a horrible day. 3 times?
He wanted to do like 7 times, but it's Keanu Reeves, so like I don't know. Maybe
I don't
you'd
know.
want
I
to.
don't think he's that particularly attractive. He's like good looking, but he's just not like he does nothing for me. But I still think you found a good middle ground for the mass general.
Yeah. Also, I think that's why women like
General Hospital.
Also, last thing, I feel like that's why women love Bridgerton is because men are like, oh, it's just them having sex. And it's like, it's not just the sex. It's the build up to it. It's the
all about the
episodes
sexual tension
in
and the
between.
little
That is
touches.
why, like,
That's why we
when
like Pride
he
and Prejudice. It's the dancing. It's the slight pinky touching someone else. Yeah.
in Bridgerton season 1, when he's at the boxing ring and he takes off his jacket and rolls up his sleeve, every woman's hoo-hoo pocket film.
Yeah.
Like, it is not, which is just like very female and male dynamics. It's not about actually the sex. It's like everything leading up to it is like what women want. Men think we want a Ryan
women
Reynolds. That's the title of this
Where
podcast.
is Helen Hunt?
Please let us know if you have tips. Please, if you have any tips, please email us at findhelenhunt.com.
Line items for Helen Hunt. Yeah.
All right. Well, guess what, guys? I have to end now with maybe the utmost
Full circle moment.
gaze,
What?
and that is
Male or female?
together. That's got to be Patrick Swayze.
I would 100% concur.
Okay. Well, should
Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing specifically, because
Yeah.
that is a man coming off a Roadhouse to then being able to dance and look the way he does. 100%. That is just chef's kiss.
chef's kiss. Now we must end this podcast by saying, where do you listen to your podcasts? Okay, because I listen to them in the car, I listen to them in the shower, I listen to them walking around the house.
Well, I'm cleaning.
Yes, I have to. I
cleaning.
listen to them while I'm in movement, whether I'm in the shower, walking, doing something in my house, or cleaning. If you listen to them sitting down, just like stoic, you need to get checked. That's crazy.
I agree.
That's really weird. Like, why are you doing that?
down and listen to voices.
Yeah, like I just gonna sit down and look up to the wall and think about this.
That's why they became popular, because it was like something that, like, a conversation you could listen to when you're doing other things. Okay. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much for
Thank you for coming on
your
this journey.
patience
It's been a journey this evening.
All right.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
That was a proper sign off.
I don't get it. Podcast.